Jessii Vee. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, we're gonna be talking about the Easy Bake Oven. I had to say it like that because every commercial about the Easy Bake Oven, kids are like, the Easy Bake Oven! So I had to mimic that. For some reason, this top that I'm wearing really reminds me of these old plates and cups that my grandma used to have. Am I about to have a tea party? Alright, so welcome back to another episode of Twisted Nostalgia. I thought it would be a really interesting video to talk about all the bad things that have happened while using an Easy Bake Oven, because there have been a ton of accidents, a ton of controversies, a ton of recalls, and I don't know about you guys, but I used to love to use the Easy Bake Oven as a kid. I don't think I had one myself, but I would always go to my friend's house to use theirs. I think I borrowed it one time and accidentally broke it, but we won't talk about that. So as you're used to, I'm just gonna be talking about all the crazy, weird, and fun facts about the Easy Bake Oven. Before we get started, guys, I just wanted to remind you guys about the Yana groups in your schools. Just to kind of summarize it for people who didn't hear me say this before, I have a Yana group on Instagram. It's a place where I want to build a community of people who feel alone and can support each other, especially during this crazy school year. So my goal is to implement Yana groups at schools all around the world, and it's up to you guys to start these at your school. Yana stands for You Are Not Alone, so it would be a group that anyone can attend if they're feeling alone, if they want to make friends, if they're feeling bullied. It's just a huge support group that people can come together and just love each other, you know? So I have a short questionnaire sheet just in case you start this group at your school. All you have to do is fill it out with a staff member at your school and then email it to me. Once your group is official at your school, I will send you a Yana pack, posters, a video from me to your group. I would like to go visit your schools. It's super exciting, so if you're thinking of starting one, definitely check the link down below in my description. I will have the form that you and your school can fill out. And yeah, I cannot wait for you guys to start these. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about Easy Bake Ovens. Okay, so as usual, let's start with the history in case some of you are not familiar with what the Easy Bake Oven is. If you're not, you totally missed out. The Easy Bake Oven is a working toy oven introduced in 1963. What's crazy is that the original toy used a light bulb as a heat source to heat up your food in this oven. But then years later, they put an actual heating element into the oven. 500,000 Easy Bake Ovens were sold in the first year it came out, which is crazy. And then by 1997, 16 million more had sold. So I can't even imagine how many were sold up until 2017. I think they stopped making them after 2017. The oven comes with packets of cake mix and small round pans. After water is added to the mix in the pan, it is pushed into the oven through a slot. After cooking, the cake is pushed out through a slot on the other end. So the reason why this Easy Bake Oven took off so quickly was because no one had ever seen an oven that kids could use, right? Because ovens and children don't really go well together. It's a bit dangerous. So when parents saw that this was actually a safe thing for their kid to use, they were like, oh my gosh, let's get it. In the end, it wasn't the most safe thing, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. So let's get into some of the interesting facts. So in 2002, they tried to come out with an Easy Bake Oven for boys, and this failed miserably. There was a huge controversy around it. It just didn't do well. In 2002, they released a more masculine version of this oven called the Queasy Bake Cookerator. The Queasy Bake Cookerator. What? I love how they say a more masculine version as if it's not okay for a guy to just use the one they had before. Can't kids just decide what they want to play with? This allowed boys to make unappetizing recipes like mud and crud cakes and drip and drool dog bones. So this boy Easy Bake Oven just allowed them to make really gross stuff. This was discontinued very soon after it was released because no one was buying it. People were confused. Boys didn't want to use it. It just didn't do well at all. And it was just controversial because people didn't get why there needed to be a pretty pink and purple one and then a gross, drooly slime one for boys. Why did it have to be such opposites? The next fact is that in 2012 they came out with a gender neutral Easy Bake Oven, which is something that I can actually vibe with. There was this petition that was made by a teenage girl in 2012 to have this company make a gender neutral one, and this teenage girl got so many signatures, it was actually amazing, that they actually came out with one. It says they released a black, silver, and blue toy oven after after meeting with this teen, because at the time the Easy Bake Oven was only available in pink and purple. So people just found it so appalling that boys were never used in any promotional materials, they were never in commercials, they were never in magazines. So this girl said, I feel like this sends a clear message that women cook and men work. So that's why everyone was so happy when they came out with this gender neutral Easy Bake Oven. So let's get into some of the very scary accidents that happened with the Easy Bake Oven. Because as you can imagine, it's an oven, it's hot, things are gonna happen. In February of 2007, they recalled over 1 million Easy Bake Ovens. 1 million! This is because there were a few hundred reports of kids getting their fingers stuck in the door of the oven while it was on, and obviously that causes severe burns. There was this one poor 5-year-old girl who got her hand caught in the door of the oven, and the burns were so bad that they had to amputate some of her fingers. Ugh, I feel so bad for her. Like, how does that stuff happen? The specific model that was recalled was made of purple and pink plastic, and it resembled a kitchen oven with 4 burners on top and a front-loading oven. So basically, people who returned their Easy Bake Oven were given a $32 voucher to buy another one. But I mean, these accidents were all over the news, all over the newspapers. People were really freaking out, and I think that was part of their downfall and why they're not being made anymore is because of these particular accidents. Now, this next thing I'm going to show you is the creepiest thing ever. Are you ready? So there was an Easy Bake Oven comic strip that came out. Now it looks like, just by the style of the drawing and the look of the comic strip, it probably came out many years ago, back when the Easy Bake Oven first came out. It's called The Phantom Strikes, and it's basically about this father who is watching his daughter use the Easy Bake Oven, but in the pictures he's like hiding in the darkness just watching her play with it. So I'm gonna read you this comic strip, and I'm sorry if it's blurry. It's a very old comic, so I can only find kind of pixelated pictures. Bear with me. So it's called The Phantom Strikes. I just add water and mix it up. I just love my new Kenner Betty Crocker Easy Bake Oven. It's so easy to bake a yummy cake. Look at the eyes in the background watching her play with the Easy Bake Oven. That's her father. That's so creepy. My cake will be done in 12 minutes. Watch cake bake through magic window when oven is on. You can still see the eyes in the background of her father watching her in the darkness. Hey mom, come see my cake I baked with the Easy Bake Oven. My cake's gone. That darn Billy did it again. I'll tell dad. So like, she thinks her brother was the one who stole the cake, but it was her dad. Why, Daddy? You're the Phantom, and all the time I thought it was Billy. Here, honey, bake some more Betty Crocker goodies for the Phantom. So this father just watches his kid make cakes and then steals them from her. Why? Why was this a comic that was actually released? Okay, let's look at some Easy Bake Oven fails, because there are so many all over the internet, because making these cakes aren't as easy as it seems. It's not really an easy bake oven. So first we have these cake pops, which look so nicely made on the package, but they turn out looking like dog poop. Then we have this brownie that's supposed to be really thick and juicy, but it's really just flat, almost like a Pop-Tart. This happened to me all the time. My cakes were supposed to be this thick, but they ended up being this thick. Then we have the Easy Bake Gourmet Tacos, which just looks like a pile of sludge, to be honest. Doesn't look that appetizing. And then we have cookies that are supposed to be nice and round and pretty looking, but they don't. They look not good. Anyways, so guys, those are all the things that I could find on the Easy Bake Oven. If I missed any crazy facts, definitely comment them down below. But give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this nostalgic series, and comment what you want me to cover next. But I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Don't forget that the Yana forums are down below in the description, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!